The search for a missing child continues tonight in Pulaski County. 5-year-old Noah Terry Thomas, who you see here, went missing this morning. The sheriff's office says it happened near the 5400 block of Highland Road in Dublin. WSLS 10's Duke Carter joins us live. And Duke, you've been out there on the scene. What's happening?
Well, I spoke to Assistant County Administrator here in Pulaski County, Anthony Akers, and he is telling me that there are several people on scene searching for Noah Thomas. I'm going to step out the way so you can see and our viewers can see. As you can see, there are Pulaski County Sheriff deputies, the state police out here, as well as K-9 units out on scene, informing, looking, searching for 5-year-old Noah Thomas. There's also, again, the Pulaski County Sheriff's deputy handing out flyers to drivers who are passing by to inform drivers what 5-year-old Noah Thomas looks like. And take a look at this video here. Many of you asked why there wasn't an Amber Alert issued, and Anthony Akers tells me the reason why was because Noah was considered a missing child and there was no vehicle involved. But I'm told an Amber Alert should be issued out soon. People who live in the county came to a command center at the New River Airport to sign and volunteer for the search, and everyone who volunteered and everyone who is searching wants Noah to return home safely.
My overall reaction right now is I'm just heartbroken. I'm devastated for the family and for this child.
Now at 11, the search for a missing Pulaski County boy continues. Police believe the child is in danger. We have a live report. We begin tonight in Pulaski County, where the search for a missing 5-year-old boy continues. State police say Noah Terry Thomas is believed to be in danger. Noah was last seen this morning in the 5400 block of Highland Road in Dublin. Police say they believe Noah left on foot. New tonight at 11, as crews continue their search efforts, members of the community have come together to show their support for the missing child.
I'm hoping that we find answers. I'm hoping that we find closure for the family. I'm also hoping and praying that he is found safely and he is returned home as soon as possible.
WSLS 10's Duke Carter joins us live in Pulaski County. And Duke, you've been following this story throughout the day. What's the latest on the search?
Well, Pulaski County Sheriff Jim Davis spoke briefly here at the New River Valley Airport behind me to give an update on the search for missing 5-year-old Noah Thomas. Now, he says that he has all search teams from across the Commonwealth, including state deputies and state police, using infrared sensors to help in the search overnight. In fact, the chopper using that infrared sensor just took off about 30 minutes ago. And they also have bloodhounds trying to track 5-year-old Noah's scent. Now, Davis says as of now, there are no suspects involved in this case, but did mention that there are child predators in the area where Noah lives. Davis is asking that people here in Pulaski County can help by keeping a sharp eye out just in case 5-year-old Noah comes about, which is what people here in Pulaski County are hoping for, that Noah is found.
I got kids of my own. I just like to see the kid found and safe. It just needs to be brought out.
The search continues this morning in Pulaski County for a missing 5-year-old boy. State police say Noah Thomas is believed to be in danger.
He was last seen yesterday in the 5400 block of Highland Road in Dublin. Police say they believe he left on foot. Crews have continued their search throughout the night.
Members of the community coming together to show their support. WSLS 10's Jade Hansen joins us live in Pulaski County. What's the latest on the search this morning, Jade?
Well, Donna, police are out right now. They have been out throughout the morning, both on foot, searching the area around missing 5-year-old Noah Thomas's home. They are also been out in the air, up in helicopters, using infrared technology, trying to find some sign of the missing boy. Noah was last seen wearing a camo jacket, black and yellow pants, and Spider-Man rain boots. He's 3'5", 60 pounds. If you have any information, you are asked to call the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office. No Amber Alert has yet been issued in this case, and that is because suspicious information surrounding a disappearance is required to issue that alert, and police have not yet been able to find that.
We are continuing to follow a developing story out of Pulaski County this afternoon after a 5-year-old boy went missing from his home yesterday. State police say Noah Terry Thomas is believed to be in danger. A news conference just wrapped up in this case. WSLS 10's Ananda Rochita was there. She joins us now live with the latest. Ananda, the search has been going on now for more than 24 hours. What do we know at this point?
The sheriff said crews are still out searching for the boy, and at this point there is no suspect, no suspicious car or foul plate believed to be involved. Those are the reasons why an Amber Alert has not been issued yet. Crews started searching for him this morning and are going back to the same areas they searched Sunday night around the boy's home and areas beyond that.
Right now, the Virginia Department of Emergency Management is holding a news conference to update the community on the search for 5-year-old missing boy Noah Thomas. Let's take a listen live now.
And continuing our coverage for us now is WSLS 10's Ananda Rachita. She spent the day with search crews. She joins us live in Pulaski County. So, Ananda, how many volunteers are helping in this effort?
Now, we were at the fairgrounds earlier today where close to 150 people signed up to be volunteers. It's been an emotional search, especially for parents like Billy Collins.
I'm a dad, 4 kids, 3 daughters and a son, and if nobody's out here looking for them, nobody's going to find them.
He is one of more than 100 volunteers in the community spending their day searching for 5-year-old Noah Thomas.
We hope for the best. I don't even want to think about the horrors that could possibly be happening. I'm hoping he's just camped out underneath some bush, scared to go home because his mom's going to yell at him, but I hope he's going to come home soon.
Thomas went missing from his home Sunday. Crews searched around his neighborhood and about a mile away from his home. Investigators have also followed up on leads. Gerald Williamson, who drove more than 100 miles away to help find Thomas, says, like everyone here, they're not giving up.
I think you got to have a positive attitude when you come out to these searches, because that's if you come out with a negative, you might as well stay at home.
Williamson has helped with countless searches for the past several years, working for Piedmont Search and Rescue, and believes his experience can be used as an advantage.
What they're doing, what are they thinking about? Then when you start searching for them, you start reversing, where would I like to go hide?
Williamson and others here are hoping their knowledge, time, and even optimism can help bring a young boy back home.
Picking up our continuing coverage is WSLS 10's Bree Jackson, who spent time with the search crews tonight, and she joins us now live from Pulaski County. So, Bree, where does the search stand tonight?
John, authorities tell me the search will continue throughout the night. In fact, they say over the past 24 hours, search crews have been able to cover about 3.5 square miles of land. Now, that includes using search crews on the ground as well as search dogs. And we've even seen cameras or helicopters in the air using the infrared cameras here to search the ground. Now, the community has really come together in this search for Noah Thomas, and neighbors that I spoke with say they hope to see him home safely soon. It's been nearly 2 days since Noah Thomas went missing from this Pulaski County neighborhood. Since Sunday, search and rescue crews from across the state, along with volunteers and concerned neighbors, have assisted in efforts to locate the 5-year-old.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot more traffic on the roads the last 2 days. There's been a lot of people out here helping.
During Monday's press conference, emergency management officials discussed search challenges, such as the large geographic area, a limited number of trained search and rescue crews, as well as the unique scenarios authorities sometimes face in cases of missing children.
Are they being evasive, or are they just simply lost, or are they out there and injured?
Authorities say as day turns to night, search efforts switch gears. Rescuers say darkness provides optimal conditions for search dogs.
Continuing our coverage this morning is WSLS 10's Bethany Teague. Bethany, what are searchers doing out there this morning?
Hey, Patrick. Well, the nighttime and early morning hours have not slowed anybody down in the search for little Noah Thomas, who disappeared from near this area off Highland Road here in Dublin. Now, when I arrived at the scene several hours ago, there were a handful of crews out and about completing search assignments. Organizers say the darkness can actually provide an advantage in some cases to these types of searches, whether it be dogs picking up a scent, infrared technology, or even just the likelihood that Noah would not be moving around as much at night. They say it's crucial not to let up and also to get whatever help they can from the community, because even just one shred of evidence could be the difference for little Noah's life.
Investigators are continuing their search for 5-year-old Noah Thomas. In fact, before the press conference was over, they passed out these missing child flyers to anyone in the press conference, but they're also going to be passing out those missing child flyers to anyone in the community, so that way everyone knows what 5-year-old Noah Thomas looks like. Now, volunteers have come in as far as Northern Virginia to help with the search in missing 5-year-old Noah Thomas. Now, there's a search and rescue group, and that's called Trot SAR. They came from Northern Virginia today, and they traveled 4 hours to get here. Now, they'll be using horses to participate in the search. They say they can probably get a better view on top of the horse and maybe catch what some ground crews may have missed.
We are awaiting a news conference on the death of Noah Thomas. Multiple agencies have confirmed that the 5-year-old has been found dead. All of this happened just after 2 o'clock this afternoon when authorities called off a news conference and then flooded that area surrounding Noah's home on Highland Road.
And we do have team coverage on this story tonight from the scene where police have been searching to the news conference, and that's about to get underway. We're going to take a live look now. They're taking the podium.
At this time, no one is in custody, and a cause of death has not been determined.
WSLS 10's Ananda Rachita has been following this developing story for us all day. She joins us now live with the very latest from the scene. So, Ananda, what continues to happen there behind you?
John, still heavy police presence out here, and part of the road now is blocked off. Police put up crime tape around Noah Thomas's home at about 1:30 this afternoon. We're seeing trucks now being parked in front of the home. For the past several hours, agents with the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office have stayed around the home and across the road. Earlier today, we saw the New River Valley Hazmat team go through here and a septic truck leave the property around 2 o'clock. We've also seen several departments like Roanoke Fire EMS and Salem Fire Department here to assist. Now, to give you some perspective, Noah's home is behind the white home that's closest to the road, and we're seeing more agents in between the two buildings checking around the property. We spoke to several neighbors nearby, and as you can imagine, many of them are very upset and worried. The Assistant County Administrator, who has been serving as a public information officer on this case, says this is an ongoing investigation and wouldn't say if the search for Noah is canceled. Noah has been missing since Sunday, and crews have been searching for him throughout this neighborhood. Now, earlier today, officials did tell us they were planning on going back to some of the sites they previously searched with dogs in case they may have missed something. Now, it's still unclear how long they may be out here for, but as you can see behind me, there are trucks that are still parked out there.
Bree Jackson, and she joins us now live from the NRV airport. We just listened to that news conference and it wrapped up. Bree, they were very brief at the podium, not appearing to take any questions from the media. Did you guys get a chance to ask a few questions afterwards? I know that we have a lot of more questions, than answers kind of at this point.
That's exactly right, Lindsay. There are a lot more questions than answers at this point. And I think what police are doing is they're just trying to gather all the facts. We've heard a lot of false information throughout this case. So they're really just trying to make sure the facts are getting out. But they have not released any more information than what we heard there at that press conference.
People said goodbye to 5-year-old Noah Thomas today. Noah, of course, was found dead last week in a septic system by his family's home.
Today, people came together for his funeral at Dublin United Methodist Church. WSLS 10's Ananda Rachita is live by the church. So, Ananda, a lot of folks coming out to pay their last respects. Tell us more about this service.
We got to learn more about the little boy, what he liked, his personality, and how people closest to him remember him. Now, we were asked to respect the family's privacy and not shoot video of the service, but we did speak to people who attended this afternoon. Hundreds of people came to pay their respects. Community members, friends, and family all mourning the loss of this beautiful 5-year-old boy. Dublin United Methodist Church was filled with hundreds of people for the service. Some shared their favorite memories, including Noah's teacher, whose stories left people in tears.
They went to a farm or something, and he got the biggest pumpkin, and he was trying to drag it to the wagon to get home.
Others told of how Noah loved Spider-Man and the color blue, a boy, they said, who was full of life.
Everything that they said about him was so sweet and wonderful.
While some who attended his funeral got to know him through these pictures, they told us this smile won the hearts of people in this community.
I just think that he was just a precious little boy and that the community really reached out.
In addition to community members, law enforcement officials like the Pulaski County Sheriff's deputies came to grieve. They stood over Noah one last time as his casket was loaded in the hearse. After memories were shared and prayers read, it was time to say goodbye at Highland Memory Gardens. Some hugged and cried, while others remained silent, honoring the life of this 5-year-old boy they all love so much.
The investigation into the death of 5-year-old boy from Pulaski County continues while his parents are due to be arraigned in court this morning. Paul Thomas and Ashley White are in jail facing 2 counts of abuse and neglect. Their 6-month-old baby is in the custody of Child Protective Services. It happened just one day after family and friends laid 5-year-old Noah Thomas to rest. Noah was reported missing after an extensive 5-day search. Investigators found his body in a septic tank on the family's property. We spoke to Noah's aunt, Stephanie Hudgens, about the arrest. She told us it came as a surprise.
As far as what happened, I can't even speculate on it right now, but I know that they're hurting and that, this is like probably the worst nightmare of any parent.
Noah's parents, Ashley White and Paul Thomas, are being held at the New River Valley Regional Jail without bond. During a news conference this afternoon, the sheriff said Abigail was taken from the parents' home by the sheriff's office and social services the day after Noah went missing. Officials did not answer many questions we had following the news conference, but the Commonwealth's attorney told me the parents could be arraigned as early as tomorrow by video. At this time, officials are still waiting on autopsy results to determine a cause of death, but that could take weeks or even months, according to the Commonwealth's attorney.
These charges are based upon information that we have now at the present time. And as Sheriff Davis previously stated, the autopsy, which is a critical piece of evidence, is not yet complete.
Investigators say the charges were based on the information and evidence they gathered over the past week since Noah's body was found.
The investigation and cause of his death and circumstances surrounding it are our priority at this time. I've stated previously that our mission is to thoroughly investigate these circumstances and at the appropriate time, when it will not jeopardize our investigation.
The results of the autopsy are still being waited on. Those could take several weeks. From vigils to balloon releases in young Noah's honor, this is a case the community has been following closely. Community members feel this case is far from over.
Also developing tonight, a judge denies the parents of the late Noah Thomas bond. Paul Thomas and Ashley White are charged with child abuse and neglect after their 5-year-old son was found dead in a septic tank outside their home last month.
WSLS 10's Bethany T joins us live outside the Pulaski County Courthouse. So Bethany, what new details did we learn during today's bond hearing?
Hi, Lindsay. We learned several new details about the morning that Noah Thomas was reported missing. Initially, Noah's parents, Paul Thomas and Ashley White, told police that Noah and his 6-month-old sister Abigail were with them that morning as they took Paul to work. Well, according to the prosecution today, the parents later admitted to police that they actually left Noah and Abigail alone at the home the Sunday morning they reported Noah missing. Paul Thomas also told investigators that he used marijuana regularly inside their home. Social services took custody of 6-month-old Abigail Thomas. That's when it was discovered that the baby had severe respiratory problems and had to get medical treatment. She remains with social services at this time. Paul Thomas and Ashley White are scheduled for preliminary hearings on August 12th. White could face up to 15 years in prison, and Thomas could face up to 10 years if convicted. John, Lindsay.
Well, Bethany, we're getting a few more questions answered. Did anyone speak out on the parents' behalf today in court?
An uncle of Ashley White did speak out on her behalf. He said that if she was out on bond, she could stay with him, his wife, and their 11-year-old granddaughter. The judge responded by saying that at this point, putting Ashley White in a home with a child would be unthinkable.
Life of Noah will be missed and will be, talked about for many years to come.
Members of the Pulaski County community speak out tonight after a new charge is filed in connection to the death of 5-year-old Noah Thomas.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for WSLS 10 at 11. I'm John Carlin.
And I'm Lindsay Ward. Authorities charge Ashley White, the mother of Noah Thomas, with felony murder.
Yeah, this comes nearly 3 months after the 5-year-old was found dead in a septic tank near his family's Pulaski County home.
His tragic death shocked and saddened our entire community. WSLS 10's Bree Jackson has been following this case from the very beginning. So, Bree, what else can you tell us about these new charges?
Well, Lindsay, Noah's mom now faces felony murder charges. Officials say that charge is defined as the accidental killing while committing another felony. And in this case, the other felony act is listed as abuse or neglect of a child. Meanwhile, people in the community say they are waiting for answers to Noah's death. People in this peaceful Pulaski County community were saddened to hear Noah Thomas's mom now faces murder charges in connection to his death. One woman who asked not to be identified says she was heartbroken.
I'm a mother of 2 sons. They're grown, but it affected me. You don't hear a lot of that going on around here, and when we hit the news, it makes me feel bad being a Pulaski County person.
White's most recent charge is in addition to the felony child abuse and neglect charges she and Noah's dad, Paul Thomas, face.
My heart went out to the family when, the story was developing, and I didn't know, inside my heart, I didn't really know whether or not the parents were guilty, because I don't have that heart to blame somebody until, facts are proven.
In March, the 5-year-old was found dead in a septic tank several days after his parents reported him missing. The Pulaski County Sheriff says this is an ongoing criminal investigation, so they're asking the public to be cautious with rumors. They say false statements and social media postings can hurt the investigation and also cause confusion. Authorities say they expect a preliminary hearing for White's felony murder charge to occur August 12th, the same day as the 31-year-old's case for pending abuse and neglect charges. And with many questions still unanswered, people in this community hope future court proceedings shed some light on Noah's life and tragic death.
The life of Noah will be missed and will be, talked about for many years to come, because he didn't even have a chance to live his life.
And I spoke with members of Noah Thomas's family by phone today. They continue to ask for prayers from the community and also ask that people do not pass judgment. Ashley White is expected back in court on August 12th.
Paul Thomas and Ashley White were in court today for their preliminary hearings. The 5-year-old's mother is no longer charged with murder.
Noah's body was found in a septic tank outside his home back in March. It was a major story this year, and WSLS 10's Bethany Teague joins us live from the Pulaski County Courthouse tonight with some new developments in this case. We're finally learning more about what happened to the young boy. Bethany?
Hi, John. We now know that Noah Thomas was alive when he first entered that septic tank. The medical examiner who performed his autopsy said that it is unclear how he got into the septic tank, but it is clear to her that he drowned there and that hypothermia was a contributing factor to his death. Now, Noah was also found with several scratches that ran the length of his stomach. His toxicology report came back completely negative for anything in his system. Now, police say the septic tank lid was in place when they got to the house. The judge did not allow text messages from Ashley White's phone into evidence today, and he also granted the defense motion to reduce the felony murder charge against her to just a child abuse and neglect charge. White's lawyer argued that the Commonwealth failed to present evidence that Ashley White's initial crime of child abuse and neglect, which took place when she left Noah at home alone the morning he went missing, had any connection to his death, given the fact that she said he was alive when she got back. Therefore, there is no probable cause to charge her with felony murder. Now, there's also been a lot of questions surrounding a cell phone that was found on Noah Thomas's body. We learned today in court from a family member that that phone was actually deactivated last year and was given to Noah to play with as a toy. Now, at the conclusion of today's hearing, the judge certified only the child abuse and neglect charges against Paul Thomas and Ashley White to the grand jury. But once again, no one is facing any murder charges in the death of Noah Thomas. Live in Pulaski, Bethany Teague, WSLS 10.